Mash says, Finn, can you lend me a broom for tomorrow's class? I actually bought a burdock thinking it was a broom. Finn says, you thought a burdock was a broom? Okay, I will lend you one. Mash says, I knew you were a great guy. Teacher says, today you will learn how to ride a broom. Channel magic energy into the broom and command it with the word fly. Then straddle it and regulate the magic to keep it afloat. Now begin. Marsh says, Pops, I'll become number one and restore our peaceful life. Fly it's not work. Then he used his leg to fly broom. Teacher says, now how fast can your broom go? We will now begin the time trials. Then Mash ready to fly with broom. The competitor says, idiot, unlike transfers, I have been riding brooms since middle school. The no way I did lose to someone like you. Prepare to get swept. Teacher thinks, Mash, can he even ride a broom? All right, on your marks, ready, go. Mash using his strength to run with broom an instant. What the heck did I just witness? Everyone says. Teacher says, no, what incredible speed, a new world record has been set. Finn says, I got a good look. As soon as she said start, he chucked the broom. Then he immediately jumped out towards the broom. He uses air resistance to decrease his speed, closed the gap to it, and mounted it in midair. How is that even possible? Mash says, can't face the facts. I feel kinda bad for you. It's okay, I'll drop the bet. 2. I feel sorry for you. Then Lloyd stop him and say, sorry, my apologies for his rudeness. This guy here is my friend. Marsh says, well, okay. Lloyd talking to him. He is totally the target now, we'd better stay out of it. He is the first victim in high school, everyone gossip. Lloyd says, anyway, what you did earlier really caught my attention. Would you like to be friends with me? I'm Lloyd Cavell, nice to meet you. Marsh says, Spud Cabbage. Everyone silent. Teacher says, what are you all doing? We're in the middle of class. Lloyd says, you're pretty funny. You should come here again after school. I will be waiting. After that, Lloyd says, as for you, why did you have to go and lose like that? That was pretty pathetic. You got made fun of instant. And punch his face. What a loser are you? Continue punching him. And says, at last I found a good toy. Mash says, who was that guy? Finn tell him that Lloyd is a continuing his student for the middle school division like me. Mash says, so why is everyone afraid of him? He says that's because he is the son of a high-ranking member as the Bureau of Magic. Even you must know that the Bureau of Magic is absolute in this realm. If you stand against him, you get expelled. The vice principal seems to have closed ties with his family. They will force you to drop out. As a continuing student, I saw it happen too many times since middle school. That's why everyone obeys him. They are scared. After school, Mash make cream puffs and says it's fun to make some on your own every so often. And he also says I have to become the top student in this academy no matter what. I feel like I am forgetting something. Next day, Mash says next class is potions, so in his back his textbook is falling apart. And Time Lloyd come and says you didn't show up yesterday, or what were you doing? Mash says I'm sorry, I was making some cream puff. Lloyd says I had heard you were aiming to be the divine visionary. I am good friends with the vice principal, so I have some connections. If you do what I tell you, I could put in a good word for you. What do you say? Mesh says, really, I will do it. But why so suddenly? Lloyd lie and says you seem like a fun person and I want to help out. And for starters, carry those for us. And my shoes are dirty, wipe them for me. Next day, Mash and other textbooks turn up. He says, Finn, can you show me your textbook? Finn says, sorry, ask someone else to. He said no, but Mash sit with him. Mash says you are really lifesaver, and thanks for the broom last day. Those cream buffs are my thanks, but I really am glad to have a great guy like you for a friend. Mash says to Lloyd, I'm totally in your debt, you're my lifesaver. Lloyd says, don't even mention it. You've been a big help through the water, and said, sorry, I spilled some. Clean it up. Will you do it? Then Mash do that. Then one book fell from his clothes. Lloyd says next, I want to burn his clothes. Got that, Finn? Finn says, I can't do this anymore. Then Lloyd using his magic and says, you've made a mistake. You drop down and beg for forgiveness. He punish him. Mash searching and says, where did Finn go? I accidentally took his textbook with me. Then he hear a sound to go there, see Finn's face bleeding. Mash says to Lloyd, what are you doing? He says, getting an apology. Mash says to Finn, are you okay? Finn cry and says, it was me, the one who rained your textbooks. I was ordered to. I was too scared to disobey. But you kept saying I was a great guy. You call me your friend, but I did horrible things to you. I needed to apologize to you. I'm so very sorry. Lloyd says, if only you'd honestly apologize to me like that. By the way, I'm about to dine with the vice principal. Care to join us, Mash? You can leave that dirty little lackey here. I've been dying to introduce you. Mash grab his air and crash his head to the floor and says you're the one who should apologize. Do it again. Finn says that will get you expelled. Mash says, "Is that a big deal?" He realizes and says, "Maybe it is big deal. I might have done something bad." Vice Principal Foreman says, "Yes, that right. You have done something bad. I witnessed the entire incident." Also said with false accusation, "This was a violent attack on a student." Finn Ames and Mash Burn did. Surely you can see why if you think about it. You too and he are of different status. Different social status means different treatment. Then I will enlighten you idiots. This is how the world operates. Then Mash instantly kick his face. Mash says he didn't seem that open to reason, so I couldn't help it. Vice Principal says, "You assaulted me. I can expel ordinary students like you anytime." He tried using magic, but Mash instantly grabbed his face with dirt, picked him up and tried to bury him in the ground. Mash says, "You can expel me at any time. I can bury you at any time. Throw me in prison or cut my body in two, even if I have crawl over, I will bury you." Foreman says, "Stop, but he didn't hear." The Bureau of Magic insists on Mash's expulsion, but he is protected by Wahlberg, who is increasingly tired of people like Lloyd corrupting the government and society. Instead, he offers Mash his full support in legitimately gaining the title of Divine Visionary. Mash's defeat of Lloyd makes him popular, so overbearing student Tom insists he join the Dwello team, a popular sport played on flying broomsticks that rewards coins for winning matches. Mash is unsure what to do since he can't use magic to fly. Like, subscribe, and turn notifications on if you enjoyed the video.